York City is dead. The damnable, hellish, vile, corrupt, iniquitous, black-hearted, weaselly gang that is the liquor business killed it.
No! Now seize the day!
Jimmy Monday is here to take New York by the scruff of its dirty neck and make it hit the trail of salvation. Hallelujah!
B. The past is dead. Tomorrow is not born. Be today. Be.
The tango and the foxtrot didn't kill New York, brothers and sisters. The bootleg booze and the jazz music didn't kill it. But they are what is going to bring New York down, 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 down to the bottomless pit of hell.
Be today. This is good.
You're gonna be saved, brothers and sisters, whether you like it or whether you don't. This means you.
Jolly invigorating, that, Jeeves.
Most enlightening, sir.
You got another cable waiting for you, Mr. Wooster.
Cable?
I never did see a person get so many cables. Come about 6 o'clock.
Bit of a stoomer, this, Jeeves. Come at once, situation desperate, Rocky.
Is there any indication of what the desperate situation might be?
Not a hint, Jeeves. Nor of who Rocky is. Bit of a mystery, eh?
Does the missive say whence the communication came?
West Neck, Long Island.
Then perhaps I might make the suggestion, sir, that it comes from Mr. Rockpatella Todd, the poet.
Good Lord, Jeeves. You're right, old Rocky. Well. Desperate situation, eh? Poor old Rocky. Still, tomorrow morning, I think, don't you?
As you say, sir. Thank you, cabin.
By the way, Jeeves, on no account let me agree to us staying here overnight.
Very good, sir. Might one inquire why?
Because, Jeeves, of all the places on this great planet of ours, West Neck, Long Island has been chosen to be the most unexciting. The last time anything remotely interesting happened here was in 1842 when a tree fell over. They still talk about it in the village.
Bertie! I knew you wouldn't let me down. Listen to this. Just listen to this.
Wait a minute.
What?
Can't a chap hang up his hat before he's read to?
Oh, look, never mind about hats. This is important. My dear Rockmateller, you know how all my life I have longed to visit New York and see for myself the wonderful gay life of which I have read so much. I fear that now it will be impossible for me to fulfill my dreams.
What do you make of it so far, Jeeves?
Its meaning seems a little obscure at present, sir. Perhaps one might inquire from whom the letter derives, Mr. Todd.
My Aunt Isabel, of course. I am old and worn out. I seem to have no strength left in me.
Sad, Jeeves, what?
Extremely affecting, sir.
Sad nothing! She's bursting with health! She's got this fixed idea that a trip to New York would kill her. So, though it's been her ambition all her life to go there, she stays where she is.
Rather like the chap whose heart was in the highlands of chasing the deer, Jeeves.
Can I get on with this? So, I have decided that if I cannot enjoy the marvels of the city myself, I can at least enjoy them through you. As you know, you will have all my money when I am gone, but I have decided now to send you a substantial sum of money each month.
This is good news, Rocky.
On one condition. My condition is that you live in New York. and plunge into the gay, prismatic life of the city as I have always wanted to do. Above all, I want you to write me letters at least once a week, giving me a full description of what you're doing so that I may enjoy secondhand what my wretched health prevents me from enjoying myself. Your affectionate Aunt Isabel Ruckmeteller. What on earth am I gonna do?
But Rocky, New York's going to be packed with theatres and late-night reviews.
Good Lord, I'd have to dress for dinner every night. I won't do it. I can't do it. Do you realize I don't usually get out of my pajamas till 5 in the afternoon, and then I just put on a sweater like this?
Don't listen, Jeeves. Jeeves? I'm sorry, Jeeves. You shouldn't have heard that.
I should be better directly, sir.
But, Rocky, why can't you just write to your aunt and explain?
I could if I wanted her to get round to her lawyers in 2 quick leaps and cut me out of her will.
What do you suggest, Jeeves?
Well, sir, if Mr. Todd adheres to his expressed intention of remaining in the country, then it seems to me that the only possibility is for Mr. Todd to secure the services of a second party to gather the actual experiences, and these could be conveyed to him in the shape of a careful report upon which it would be possible to base the substance of the suggested correspondence.
Could he make it a little clearer, Bertie? I thought at the beginning it was going to make sense, but it kind of flickered.
Yes, well, it takes a bit of getting used to. What he's saying, Rocky, is that you need someone to go around the town for you and take a few notes. You then work the notes up into letters.
Who'd do it?
Ah, well, that's the problem. Bicky!
What?
Bicky Bickersteth. Well,
What do you want?
Good afternoon, madam.
Don't you good afternoon me. I'm a respectable woman.
I have no reason to doubt it, madam. We are calling upon Mr. Bickersteth.
Next floor up. Hey, big fella. You're kind of cute the way you talk.
Madam is too kind.
If you want to come in and split a beer anytime.
Well, I shall most certainly bear your generous invitation in mind if I'm in the vicinity. Good afternoon, madam.
You seem to have made a bit of a conquest there, Jeeves.
Thank you, sir.
Ah, there's Bicky earning the daily road and butter. So, hard at it, Bicky.
What? Oh, no. I was just writing to my father. I seem to spend most of my time doing that.
With respect, sir, if you were to take the bull by the horns and inform your father that you were in New York and not Colorado...
I can't.
There's something I don't know about.
Yes, my father... Hang on. How do you know about all this, Jeeves?
I chanced to meet His Grace's butler before we left England, sir. He informed me that he had happened to overhear His Grace speaking to you on the matter.
What's all this His Grace business? Is your father a bishop or something, Bicky?
Mr. Bickersteth's father is the Duke of Chiswick, sir.
A duke? I didn't know that. Doesn't that mean you ought to be Lord something or other?
Yes, I could be, but I don't really like to call myself that. Anyway, when the old boy turfed me out, he said that I was a brainless nincompoop. And the idea was to pack me off to some blighted locality by the name of Colorado, where they'd teach me farming and ranching, or whatever it is they call it. Anyway, I really couldn't stick it there, so I came here instead. But I couldn't exactly tell the old man that, otherwise he'd cut off my allowance.
So you have to write to him pretending you're still in Colorado?
Quite.
1 burger medium, 1 rare, and 1 ham and eggs over easy. You want a shake with that?
Thank you. No, I shall just sit here quietly, I think.
Is he being funny?
No, he always talks like that. She means, do you want a milkshake, Jeeves?
Oh, thank you, no. A cup of coffee, if you please.
You got it.
Don't think I have. However, if you'll pardon me for saying so, Mr. Bickersteth, it is not that your father particularly wishes you to be in Colorado. Were you to inform him that you were involved in a successful venture, it would not matter to him where that venture had its base.
You mean I could tell him that I've left Colorado because I've got some terrific business going on in New York?
Something of the kind, sir, yes.
Anyway, Bicky, fascinating, as all that is. It isn't what Jeeves and I came to see you about. We've come to offer you a job.
Oh, well paid, I hope.
Wait till you hear what it is, Oswald. All you have to do is to go to as many parties, nightclubs, restaurants, theatres, racetracks as you can, all expenses paid, and write a short report on these activities for a friend of mine.
And get paid as well?
And be paid for it as well. There's no catch.
2 shakes and a coffee for the big fella.
Thank you.
Say, you're pretty cute, you know that?
Thank you, so I have been informed.
You really slay me.
Jeeves, you seem to have a fatal fascination for the women of this country.
Yes, it is a problem, sir.
There's no chance of your switching it off or something, I suppose?
I regret not, sir. I have to learn to bear it.
As do the rest of us, Jeeves. Now, Becky, about this painting the town red, when can you start, do you think?
Oh, well, you see, when did you have in mind, then?
Well, we sort of hoped you could start tonight.
Oh, no, I can't do that. I've got a novel to write before that, and 3 short stories to finish. Now, I couldn't possibly do it.
Blast. This is very frustrating, Jeeves. Surely there must be somebody who is willing to sacrifice himself on the altar of New York's nightlife.
Indeed, sir.
Jeeves!
Sir?
No, I mean Jeeves. You could do it. Good heavens, why didn't we think of that before?
One doesn't like to push oneself forward, sir.
My dearest Aunt Rockefeller, how can I ever thank you enough for giving me the opportunity to live in this astounding city?
New York seems more wonderful every day. I was out with some of the crowd at the midnight revels the other night. Everyone was there. Oscar Hammerstein looked in about 1 o'clock and got off a good story about Flo Ziegfeld. Billy Burke looked upset.
She's very protective towards Flo. The show at the revels is wonderful. I'm enclosing a program. Tuesday night, a few of us went round to the frolics on the roof.
B. Lilly gave us her impression of President Hoover in the bathroom. A muted performance since Mrs. Hoover was hovering nearby. I thought I was in for a quiet night last night, but fate decreed otherwise. I ran into a few friends, and they took me along to the 21. It was Thelma Gautier's birthday, so of course we all had to wear hats. Doug Fairbanks did all sorts of stunts and made us roar. On the screen or off, he really is a most energetic fellow and full of charm. Mary
Pickford wasn't with him last night, but she kindly sent me her regards. And so to Harlem. The music is astounding.
My piano lessons with Miss Bultitude are really paying dividends, though Willie the Lion Smith says I've still got to work on my left hand. The new show at the Apollo is even better than the last. The dancing superb, and Josephine Baker really cooking with gas in the Terpsichorean department. Home at
3:30. It's odd, but even with only 3 or 4 hours sleep, I never seem to get tired. The finest musicians in the land find their way to 52nd Street. The skill and versatility of some of them is enough to take your breath away.
Cole Porter's new musical, The Gay Divorce, opened last night. The party afterwards was almost as good as the show itself. And, of course, everybody who is anybody was there. I danced with an up-and-coming young actress called Bette Davis, who asked me to go out to the coast and try my luck in movies, but
I don't think so.
Coley.
Coley looked tired. He told George Burns and me that rehearsals for the show had been really difficult. But like myself, he really thrives on the noise and excitement and sheer energy that is Manhattan. I must stop now. Pardon My English opens tonight, and I promised I'd be there. Your affectionate nephew, Rocky.
Jeeves? Sir? I had the most extraordinary fellow playing the piano like this at the Onyx Club on 52nd Street. It's called Pine Top's Boogie Woogie.
Indeed, sir, by the late Mr. Clarence Pinetop Smith.
You've heard of it, Jeeves?
Oh, indeed, sir. I was fortunate enough to attend a performance of that item by Mr. Meade Lux Lewis at Jack and Charlie's 21 only a few nights ago. He also gave us a spirited rendition of Honky Tonk Train Blues, a most stimulating composition.
I don't think I know that one.
Oh, if you'd like me to demonstrate, sir?
By all means, Jeeves. Clubbing again tonight, Jeeves?
Indeed, no, sir. A party of us are attending a sporting occasion.
I have not yet
touched on the sporting scene in New York, but the sports fanatic is certainly well catered for. And in baseball, basketball, and the roller derby, the spirit of fair play itself is exemplified. May the best man win is the cry. Good morning, sir.
I have the distinct feeling that I've only been asleep for 10 minutes, Jeeves. What time is it?
7 o'clock, sir.
7 o'clock? Did I ask to be wakened 3.5 hours before breakfast?
No, I'm sorry, sir, but Mr. Bickersteth is here, sir. He said it is a matter of the direst emergency.
Bicky, old top, I'm not, generally speaking, a man to complain.
Oh, Bertie, thank God. I'm in the most frightful trouble. I don't know what to do. My father's arriving this morning.
Bicky, did you get me up at this ungodly hour merely to keep me up to date with your family's social engagement?
No, you ass. I wrote to my father, as Jeeves suggested, telling him that I'd dropped into rather a good business with here in New York, and that I decided to sort of chuck in the ranch idea.
Yes.
Well, now he says he's coming to stay with me.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Oh, everything's wrong with it. I've given him the impression that I'm living here in pretty good style. I can't have him coming to stay with me in my boarding house.
Well, let him stay in a hotel, then.
He won't. He isn't coming to stay with me out of family affection. He's coming to stay with me because it is free, and he is the biggest cheapskate alive. What am I going to do?
Well, I don't know. What's he going to do, Jeeves?
To what extent, sir, if the question is not a delicate one, are you prepared to assist Mr. Bickersteth?
Well, I'll do everything I can, of course.
Then if I might make the suggestion, sir, you might lend Mr. Bickersteth this flat.
What?
Mr. Bickersteth could give His Grace the impression that he was the owner of it. And, with your permission, sir, I could convey the notion that I was in Mr. Bickersteth's employ and not in yours.
Well, what about me?
You would be residing here temporarily, sir, as Mr. Bickersteth's guest.
I say, Bertie, I really couldn't impose on you like that.
No, well...
I really don't know how to thank you enough, Bertie. So how do we proceed then, Jeeves?
His Grace's ship does not dock until 10 o'clock, sir. I would advocate the dispatching of a wireless message to His Grace on board the vessel, notifying him of your change of address. You could then meet him at the dock and return here directly. Would that meet the situation, sir?
That's iniquitous.
What?
A journey of that length should cost a shilling, no more.
A what?
From London docks to my house in Berkeley Square, 1 shilling.
Your house where?
Can I help at all, sir?
This fellow is charging me 8 shillings.
What are you, some kind of cheapskate?
You must be the Duke of Chiswick.
Are you a newspaper man?
No. No, I'm Bertie Wooster, friend of your son's.
Thank God. Those reporters get in everywhere. Look, be a good chap and give this fellow what he wants, will you? I don't understand their money. I'll settle with him later.
How much?
8 shillings. 8 shillings for a cab drive of 1.5 miles. I swear it was only 1.5 miles. There you go, sir. Oh, thank you. How much did you give that man?
Man?
For bringing the bags in?
Oh, I gave him a quarter, I think.
That's a whole shilling.
Is it? Is it? Oh.
Good heavens above, man, don't you know?
I don't really... Ah, Jeeves. This is Jeeves, my, Bicky's valet.
Is there anything I can get, Your Grace?
A manservant? My son employs a manservant?
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes. I say, would you care for a cup of tea? Jeeves? Jeeves, bring some tea, would you?
Very good, Mr. Wooster.
This luxurious flat, does it belong to my son, Francis?
Oh, yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm just staying here at the moment, you know. I don't normally live here.
It's terribly expensive.
It is. No, I don't know that, of course. I'm just a guest. But, you know, everything costs a lot over here.
This is a terrible country, Mr. Wooster. Terrible country.
Oh, I don't know. Got its points.
Have you any idea how much my son pays for this flat, Mr. Wooster?
Well, I don't know that, of course. Because I'm a guest. But about $500 a month, I think.
£100 a month?
Well, he's doing awfully well now, you know, little Bicky. I imagine that in the past he may have seemed like something of a chump, but that's all quite different now. Oh, look, cigarettes. The fact is that New York often bucks fellows up and makes them show a flash of speed that you wouldn't have thought them capable of. Something in the air, I dare say.
I'm amazed. Do you know the nature of my son's business, Mr. Wooster?
The nature of it? Well, just sort of, how can I put it? Business, don't you know? The same sort of thing that Rockefeller and all those coves do. Well, not exactly the same, of course, but, oh, good heavens, is that the time? Well, I'm awfully sorry to leave you now, but I've got to see a few of the lads elsewhere, so, toodaloo.
My dear Aunt Isabel, I was very surprised to get your letter saying that you don't want me to write any more reports on New York nightlife. I thought you were enjoying them. I've certainly enjoyed writing them. I only hope this doesn't indicate any further deterioration in your health. Your affectionate nephew, Rocky.
I can see you, sir. Well, Jeeves, how are things going? Where is everybody? Bicky, the Duke of Bicky?
His Grace desired to see some of the sights of the city, sir.
I expect Mr. Bickersteth is pretty bucked with the way things are going, what?
Not altogether, sir, no.
Oh, what's the trouble now?
The scheme which I took the liberty of suggesting to Mr. Bickersteth has, unfortunately, not answered entirely satisfactorily, sir.
Well, surely the Duke thinks that Bicky's doing well in business, all that sort of thing?
Oh, indeed, sir, with the result that he has decided to cancel Mr. Bickersteth's monthly annuity on the grounds that he no longer requires pecuniary assistance.
What? Great Scott, Jeeves, this is awful. Well, poor old Bicky. I shall have to lie down and rest the beam for an hour or so, Jeeves. There is much to think about here.
Very good, sir.
Whatever they're selling, Jeeves, tell them we have an ample supply already.
Certainly, sir. Miss Rock-Metella, sir.
Miss who?
Rock-Metella.
What, his aunt?
Are you Mr. Cole Porter?
No.
Mr. Florence Ziegfeld?
No.
Well, you must be somebody.
Well, I am. I'm Bertie Wooster.
Is that somebody?
Well,
I don't recall Rock-Metella mentioning you in his letters. Rock-Metella writes such wonderful letters. His descriptions of life in the metropolis evoked such excitement in me that I experienced a miraculous cure. Where is Rock-Metella?
Well, where is Mr. Rock-Metella, Jeeves? Do we know?
If you recall, sir, Mr. Rock-Metella went out in the automobile with a party earlier this afternoon.
So he did, yes.
He gave us to understand that he might be somewhat late in returning, sir.
You seem very much at home here, young man. Are you a great friend of Rock-Metella's?
Oh, yes, rather, yes.
Well, you need to be. The way you treat his apartment as if it were your own. Why do you keep opening and closing your mouth like that? Are you ill?
Would you like some tea? Jeeves. She seems to have got it into her head that this place belongs to Mr. Todd.
Yes, sir. If you remember, we agreed that Mr. Todd's letters to his aunt describing the joys of New York should be addressed from this apartment, in order that Mr. Todd should appear to possess a central residence.
And it's blasted awkward, Jeeves. She seems to look upon me as someone who hangs around Mr. Todd, touching him for free meals and borrowing his shirt.
Most disturbing, sir.
And what if the Duke comes back? She thinks it's Rocky's apartment, he thinks it's Bicky's.
One must hope for the best, sir. Heart within and guard ahead seem to be required by these circumstances.
Jeeves! She's not here. She's disappeared. Phew. Well, perhaps it was just a dream. A trick of the light.
Mr. What was your name again?
What are you doing in there?
I beg your pardon?
Well, I mean to say that's a bedroom.
I can see that perfectly well for myself, Mr.
Wooster.
This room will suit me perfectly. If you will prepare the room for me, Jeeves. There's really no need for you to wait around for my nephew, Mr. Wooster. We now know that he will be late returning. He will naturally wish to be alone with me when he does so. Goodbye.
No! I beg your pardon. Just singing. No, not that. That's all right. I'd like to give the old larynx up to muster.
We've just been to the top of that building that they opened last week, the Empire State. You know you can see for miles.
Yes. Have you seen the view from your bedroom window?
It's a brick wall.
Really? No. Come and have a look.
I don't want to see the blasted view. I want some tea.
Oh, I wouldn't. That's cold.
You don't want tea, Dad? Have a glass of
Indeed it is. I was just about to throw it away.
Right, so plenty of time to have a look at the view.
What on earth's the matter with you, Bertie?
Matter? Nothing at all. No.
No, what are you doing?
You're gonna love this view. Look here.
What's going on?
She must not see him. Ah, Miss Rockmateller.
Are you still here?
Yes, still here.
And who are you?
Oh, he's nobody. You're not anybody, are you, Becky?
Well,
That's right.
I am going out for a walk until Jeeves has done my room.
Good. Yes, there are some wonderful walks around here, yes.
I'm sure you will be gone before I come back.
Oh, yes, we'll all be gone, yes.
There's somebody in that room.
No, it's an earthquake.
An earthquake?
Well, more of a tremor, really. It's nothing to worry about.
There's somebody in there, I say.
Yes, it must be Jeeves. No, it's Jeeves. Oh, dear, it's stuck. Yes, it's all right, Jeeves. The door's jammed again. You know how it keeps jamming, particularly after a tremor.
This door is locked.
He said it's locked.
Yes, it did sound like that, didn't it? What he actually said was, the whole building rocked.
Rocked?
Yes, it's all right, Jeeves. We'll have you out of there in no time.
Hello. I've brought you some fresh tea, sir.
That's Jeeves.
Yes, madam?
Then who is in that room?
In that room, madam, the painter. The room is being redecorated. I lock him in until he's finished. He's a fine craftsman, but unreliable.
Get back to your work. You can have a drink when you've finished and not before.
Would you like some tea, Miss Rockmateller?
Hello.
No. I was going out for a walk. Yes.
Very good, madam. Good afternoon, Miss Rockmateller.
That was Rocky's aunt. She thinks this flat belongs to him.
But who's Rocky?
Oh, never mind who Rocky is. The point is...
The blasted door was locked.
I'm so sorry, Your Grace. That was my doing. There were reporters present from the Daily Chronicle. I did not have time to warn Your Grace.
Reporters. The devils are on my trail already. It's because I'm a duke, you know. That's all it is. You don't get reporters running after you, do you?
Very seldom, Your Grace.
There you are, then.
Will that be all, Your Grace?
Yes, that's all. Is that tea there?
Indeed it is, Your Grace.
Jeeves, we've got to get Rocky back up here right away. If his aunt finds out he's been in the country
I've
all the
already
time.
attended to it, sir. I dispatched a telegram by the lift attendant.
Well, I think this is a bit thick, Jeeves.
Indeed it is, sir. I've brought a dozen of your evening shirts, sir.
A dozen? I'm not going to be in this blasted hotel that long, surely, Jeeves.
I could not say, sir. But Miss Rockmateller, Mr. Rockmateller, and His Grace seem to be settling nicely into your apartment. I've put Mr. Rockmateller in the small spare room, sir.
How are the Duke and Rocky's aunt getting on?
Fortunately, sir, they have not yet met.
Well, you can't keep him apart forever, Jeeves.
Mr. Bickersteth and Mr. Rockmeteller are both aware of the situation, sir, and are endeavouring to keep the two parties at a distance. Besides, sir, they both keep very different hours.
Oh, Rockmeteller, it's all just as you painted it to me in your wonderful letters. Isn't it exciting?
It's awful, Bertie, not having an allowance anymore. I mean, if only this thing could have happened a couple of weeks later. My next month's allowance is due to roll in today, and I could have worked a business visa I read about in a magazine advertisement.
Oh, what's that?
Well, it seems that you can make an absolute bally fortune if you can only get a few dollars together. I mean, what you do is, you see, you just start a chicken farm. I mean, it's obvious, really, when you think about it. You know, you buy a hen, and then it lays an egg every day of the week, and then you sell the eggs for, say, sort of a dozen for 25 cents. And I mean, everything is just pure profit after that. Running a chicken costs absolutely nothing, practically. But of course I can't do it because I've got the cash.
Oh, well, now, Becky, you've only got to say the word.
No, I really couldn't sponge off you, Bertie. I just couldn't.
Well, it's not exactly...
Honestly, old chap, I can't.
Well, in that case, there's only one thing for it.
What's that?
Jeeves.
I do not wish to appear to be taking a liberty, sir, but I think we have overlooked His Grace's potentialities as a source of revenue. I do not allude to the possibility, sir, of inducing His Grace to part with any money. I'm taking the liberty of regarding His Grace in the light of an, at present, if I may say so, useless property which is capable of being developed.
You could make it a bit clearer for us, could you, Jeeves?
In a nutshell, sir, what I mean is this. His Grace is, in a sense, a prominent personage. Now, the inhabitants of this country, as you are no doubt aware, are peculiarly addicted to shaking hands with prominent personages. It occurred to me that either yourself or Mr. Bickersteth might know of persons who would be willing to pay a small fee, say $3 or $4, for the privilege of an introduction to His Grace, handshake included in price of ticket.
Nobody is going to be mug enough to part with solid cash just to shake hands with my father.
I had an aunt, sir, who paid 5 shillings to a young man for bringing a moving picture actor to her house for tea on Sunday. It gave her social standing among the neighbours. Now, an alternative strategy might be to institute a search for a large group. A convention, for instance, might be in town.
A convention, eh? What do you think, then, Bertie?
Well, I'm for it, absolutely. Where is your father? Is he in?
No, he went out to walk in the park.
Right, now what we've got to do, Vicky, is...
Jeeves! What are you doing here?
Me? Oh, well...
Have you got nothing better to do than hang around Rockmeteller's apartment all day? Jeeves?
Rocky, wake up. Come on, Rocky, wake up, wake up.
I'm not awake.
Vicky's father's gone for a walk in the park, but he'll be back in a minute.
I'll have my breakfast now, Jeeves.
Very good, Miss Rockmeteller.
Aunt Isabel, get your hat on.
I beg your pardon?
We gotta get out of here.
Get out! I haven't had my breakfast yet.
You haven't been eating breakfast at home, Miss Rockmeteller.
Where else would I eat my breakfast?
Oh, nobody eats breakfast at home nowadays. There's a little diner over on West 98th Street they all go to every morning. Noel Coward, Mary Pickford, Georgie Gershwin, all there, all digging into the old ham and E.
At a diner on West 98th Street?
I'm surprised you kept your aunt away from Art's diner, Rocky. Still, no time like a present.
No, I haven't got a hat.
Hat? Ought to be a laughing stock. Nobody wears a hat at Art's. Now, come along, Rocky. Jimmy Durant here said he'd be there this morning. Do you want to whistle Jimmy now, do you?
Oh, no, right.
Come along, Rockmeteller. This sounds exciting. I'm most disappointed that we haven't been to this place together.
Well, I've been saving it up as a treat. Oh, hold it.
Come on in.
Who is that man, Rockmeteller?
What man?
The man that just went into your apartment.
Oh, him. Oh, he's come to fix the central heating.
But that Englishman called him Dad.
Did he? Oh, that's, of course he did, because that's his name, Mr. Dad. Aloysius Dad. Great plumber.
Who's that woman who just left?
Oh, she'd come to measure up for new curtains.
New cur... Is there no end to your profligacy, boy?
Come in!
A bit more of this, and I shall sneak quietly off to the river and end it all.
Oh, come, Rocky. It can't be as bad as all that.
It's simply infernal. You mean to say you do this sort of thing every night, Bertie, and enjoy it? Apart from anything else, I almost get brain fever inventing lies to tell Aunt Isabel, and then I gotta swim around in this bloody evening clothes of yours.
Mine? You'll ruin them.
Well, it's your fault. You got me into this.
How is it my fault?
Well, Jeeves, then. It's all the same. I tell you, Bertie, I can't stand it. It's got to stop.
Well, can't Jeeves think of anything?
He just hangs around saying, "Most disturbing, sir." A fat lot of good that does.
Well, at least you're saving us a lot of money.
What do you mean, saving money? She stopped the allowance. She wrote to the lawyer saying that now she's in New York, there's no necessity for it, as we shall always be together. Come back. Come back to the apartment with me, won't you, Bertie? Please. See if you and Jeeves can't think up something. Please.
Thank you very much. And next seats, please. You go in. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Will you all just join the queue up here? Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. That's marvelous. It's wonderful. Thank you so much.
What on earth is going on?
Bertie, Jeeves has come up with trumps again. Apparently, he found a convention from out of town at the theatre the other night. And listen, they are prepared to pay $3 each just to shake hands with my father.
What does your father think of it?
Oh, no, that's all right. He just thinks that they're all friends of mine. Now, listen, I'd better get back in there, OK?
I don't understand my nephew Jeeves. The boy has no stamina. Are you sure this is the Hippodrome?
Quite sure, Miss Rockmateller. Your seat is through there, on the left.
Yes, sir. It's a real pleasure to shake the hand of a real live English Duke. Boost forward,
We really got things moving in Birdsburg, Duke. Our new water supply system is the envy of the Midwest.
And our sewage system, well, it's the best in the West. Boost
Elmer, where's my aunt? Oh, you meant to go with her for the matinee at the Hippodrome. She went with Jeeves in a cab.
Oh, my God, I completely forgot about it.
But you can be saved, brothers and sisters. Yes, you sinners can be saved. And Jimmy Mundy is the man to do it.
Ah, Mr. Jeeves.
Mr. Jeeves.
Hello, Mr. Jeeves.
Boost for Birdsburg, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Please, sir.
Are there many more, Jeeves?
I counted 78 outside the main building.
Excellent. Well, I must say, Jeeves, you've done jolly well.
Thank you, sir.
This means you.
Thank you, Sir Charlie. Hello. I didn't know you had so many friends, Francis.
Oh, really? So kind of you. We've come. We're waiting outside to meet you, Daddy.
So very... Yes, really?
Yes.
Very kind of you.
Thank you, thank you. Come straight on through. The Duke is dying to meet you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
How do you do? What message have you for Birdsburg, Duke?
I've never been to Birdsburg.
is the meaning of this?
It's the most rapidly growing city in the country.
Stop! That man is an imposter.
How dare you, madam?
That man is no duke. I say you have been duped. I happen to know that he's a central heating engineer.
How dare you, madam? Get back to your curtains.
Curtains?
Wait a minute. Wait a doggone minute. I've been thinking about that. How do we know you're a real duke anyway?
He isn't.
I don't see what business it is of yours, but I can assure you that I am the Duke of Chiswick. This will prove it to you.
Edgar Gascoigne Bickersteth, 8th Duke of Chiswick.
Eight? That's no good. Hey, fellas, we've been had.
What on earth do you mean?
We didn't pay good money to meet the 8th Duke. We want the 1st Duke or nothing.
Hey, he's right now!
Hey, buddy! Francis! Come here! Where the devil are you? Francis! Come here, Francis!
Come on, fellas, it's a fraud. He's only the 8th Duke.
Hey, somebody call the cops!
I had to, Papa. You'd cut off my allowance.
Rubbish, rubbish! Just you wait till I get my hands on you!
I'm gonna write to my senator about this. I'm not allowed.
I needed money to start the chicken farm. I mean, listen, you buy a hen, and then it lays an egg every day of the week, and then you simply sell the eggs.
Chicken farm, you
I mean, it's absolutely brilliant, Tweez. They cost nothing to keep, and then you simply sell the eggs, and you
What
make money.
nonsense are you talking about? You led me to suppose you were a successful businessman.
Well, no, it's not exactly a Bicker's fault, sir. Although he did exaggerate a bit. You see, the thing is, the poor old lad is absolutely stuck without your...
After this deceit, not another penny.
What all he wants is a bit of capital. Don't you think it'd be rather a wheeze if you were to... Well, I don't know, just a...
Nonsense!
Not to interfere.
Never!
Small advance, for example. A few... just
Thank you, thank you. I will see you all later, gentlemen. Down, Mr. Curlybear, please, as quickly as possible.
Oh, my God!
There they are! No! Gotcha! How dare you sully the good name of the biggest
Look!
There they are, the fat ones of Holy Goat! Oh, God!
This way, gentlemen. I should advise a degree of alacrity, Your Grace.
What are you doing?
They seem intent on arresting Your Grace for fraud.
Fraud? But Francis, look what you've done!
Well, at least if I haven't got any money, they'll feed me in jail.
You'll pardon me for saying so, sir, but there is a way out of your present financial predicament.
How?
If the Duke is unwilling to finance your chicken farm, sir, you may be forced to sell his story to the newspapers.
Jeeves! You're right! He's right! The Chronicle would jump at it!
They would, too.
No! I absolutely forbid it, Francis!
500 a year. Yes, you see, you buy a chicken, and then it lays an egg, and then you sell the eggs, and they...
Yes, all right!
Okay, nobody leave. The place is surrounded.
What are you doing in my nephew's apartment?
You stay out of this.
Sir, my lord, Your Grace, this is our floor.
Thank you, Jeeves.
Open up in the name of the Lord!
Mr. Jeeves! Hey, you.
Are you addressing me, officer?
I ain't addressing nobody. I'm talking to you.
My name is Jeeves.
Are there any other ways out of this apartment?
Hey, there they are!
Get him! No, look, please. You can have your money back, right?
The money's not the point. A crime has been committed.
A crime has not been committed, blast it!
If I might be permitted to speak, officer.
No, you might not. I don't like your attitude, Jeeves.
I was merely wondering, officer, whether these gentlemen really intended to prefer charges.
Sure they do.
Yeah. Sure we do.
Will it redound to the good name of Birdsburg, gentlemen, if it is printed in every newspaper in the land that you, the town's representatives, were mousetrapped by a pair of suede shoe feather merchants? Oh. Precisely, gentlemen.
Well, I guess no real harm's been done.
Yeah, sure. We'll drop the charges.
Let's go, fellas.
Goddamn amateur.
I need a drink.
No! I cannot stand idly by and see a young man going to perdition. I shudder at the wrong I did you by urging you into contact with this wicked city.
But I thought you said
I have only this afternoon had the privilege of hearing Mr. Monday speak on the subject of New York.
Jimmy Monday?
Yes, Jimmy Monday. I'm surprised at a man of your stamp having heard of him. There's no music, there are no drunken dancing men, no shameless flaunting women at his meetings. So for you, they would have no attraction.
Well,
And to think it was by the merest accident that I heard him. I asked your manservant Jeeves to take me to the Hippodrome to the matinee. The man has very little intelligence. And I'm thankful for it. Instead of the Hippodrome, he took me to where Mr. Monday's holding his meetings. Mr. Monday showed me the pomp and vanity of sitting in gilded haunts of vice, eating lobster and dancing the tango when decent people should be in bed. When he stood on one leg, pointed at where I was sitting and shouted, "This means you!" I could have sunk through the floor. Now, Rockmeteller, you will go to the country, won't you?
You want me to go back and live in the country?
Yes, Rockmeteller, yes.
Back to that little cottage?
For my sake, Rockmeteller, yes.
All right.
Now perhaps I can have some tea.
Does this apartment belong to my nephew or your son?
Well, neither, actually. It belongs to me.
You?
I'm of the opinion that the young people of today are far more trouble than they're worth.
You're absolutely right, Mr. What do I call you?
You may call me Edgar, madam.
Miss.
Indeed.
What a masterstroke, Jeeves. Sending Rocky's aunt along to see Jimmy Monday.
Thank you, sir. I hoped that it might accomplish the necessary alienation.
Well, what about the way she's curvetting round the old Duke like a young filly, eh, Jeeves?
Indeed, sir.
Jeeves, words fail me.
Very good, sir.
I say, would you care to,
Thank you, sir.
Why don't you take the right hand this time?
Very good, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4.